I'm Knowles from CT Racing. We're out here with this Polaris 900 XP RZR for ATV on demand, and we've had the car also shot in UTV ATV Action Magazine. What we built was an adventure car. My wife and I do a lot of off-road trail riding, fishing, getting pretty far off the beaten path. So there's a lot of things we kept in mind when we were building this car. First, durability. You got to keep durability in mind. So and safety is a big factor. We also drive hard. I drive like an idiot, just the way it is. First thing we did was went to get the safety stuff, which is going to be nice roll cage. Pro Armor builds a really strong, tough roll cage. We got that thing, came on a pallet, brought it to the shop, bolted it on. It bolted on. There was no problems. Didn't need a hammer, didn't need a hacksaw. It just bolted up, which that big a piece of equipment fitting onto something else, that's hard to do, and they did that. They also got some doors, front bumper, rear bumper, all that stuff for safety. I think the most important thing on the RZR we've learned is the harnesses. They build a nice 3-inch harness. If you're running a RZR, if you drive hard, get rid of that seat belt, get a harness in there. You're way more secure, you feel a lot better, and that was one of the other things that we did right off the bat. After we ran the car most of the year, put a lot of mileage on it, we learned a lot about the car, and one of the things we worked out was we really needed some more ground clearance. We went with the Texera A-arms. They're a 4130 chromoly A-arm. Lower A-arms, all you need on these things. And they have a gull wing shape that really gets them up and off the rocks. And that's just where we just needed just an inch or so, and it's probably 2 inches taller, right where it needs to be. So you can kind of center up on your rocks a little bit when you're driving, and it clears them. And the same thing with the rear. He gets that rear up above the skid plate, so you're not clipping everything. The stock radius arms are just straight, and you hang them up quite a bit. So he did that, and it's triple plated. They're front, back, and there's actually a center plate inside them, so they're just as strong as could be. The fronts use all the stock hardware, so they're really easy to put together. Alignment issue, you don't have to do anything. You just take it off, bolt it on, half-hour project. The stock arms are a mild steel, and this 4130 is as good as it gets. With the ground clearance in mind, keeping the thing up off the ground, the stock tires are just too low, and for us, they handle great, but we wanted to go with something with more ground clearance. So we went with a 14-inch wheel, and that's from OMF. When you're running off-road adventure stuff, you've got to go with the bead lock. If you get a flat, you can usually plug it and keep going, but if you can't get it, if you cut the sidewall down and you just got to get yourself out, if you have a bead lock, you just drive on the flat. It may ruin the tire, may ruin the rim, but you're going to get home. That's real important when you're 40 miles from your pickup truck. For tires, we went to GBC Canati Mongrels. It's a taller tire, goes on a 14-inch rim. It's about 29 inches tall, and that's what we needed. And we went with the same tire size all the way around. So it makes it where you can rotate the tires all the way around. You get a flat, you can bring a spare, and that fits front, rear, any way you want to do it. And it actually frees up the car in the back end. You got that taller car and run a little bit narrower rear, frees it up so it actually drives a lot like a wider tire, and I'm real happy with the handling of it. I know a lot of race guys are racing them the same way, both desert and short course, running that tire. The Canati Mongrel was based off of an automotive or a pickup truck style tread pattern for off-road, and it's a tough tire. Haven't had any flats with it. Been good handling, tough tire. What else do you want from a tire? Through the year, we just about beat the stock skid plate off the bottom, and Pro Armor has a really nice, thick plastic. I don't know what kind of plastic it is, but it's strong, and it really glides a lot better. Along with the Pro Armor skid plates, when we were dealing with cleaning up the bottom and making it tough underneath there, we were beating up the trailing arms. So Pro Armor makes a real nice set of trailing arm guards. They're aluminum with a big plastic slider on the bottom. So when we're ripping the trailing arms across the rocks coming through stuff, it protects them so you're not just whacking the heck out of your trailing arms. So that's a tough product, doesn't weigh much, doesn't change the handling, and just protects your car a lot better. So you might look at the Pro Armor trailing guards. With all the stuff that we've done to the car, safety-wise, the bigger tires and wheels, that stuff had an impact on the handling of the car and the stock suspension. It got a little soft, so we went with Elka suspension all the way around, got the spring race right, valving, stiffened it up, so now the car tracks through the bumps just straight, hard as you want to drive the thing. It's amazing how fast we can go with this car. It shocks most people to get in and go for a ride. but the Elka suspension really helped us on that, and there's no reason not to have a car that handles really good so you can push it. The Elka suspension is high speed, low speed, and rebound adjustable, and preload adjustable, so you can stiffen them up depending on how much weight you're putting in the car and what you want to do. So sometimes you'll want to get the preload right so the car doesn't get dropped down too low, so that's adjustable. And then of course, compression and rebound. That gives you the opportunity to keep the car as soft as you can to get a nice ride, but then again, if you're banging the thing off the bottom, you can stiffen it up and get the car to handle just the way you want it. After we run the car quite a bit, got some mileage on it this year, we started figuring out how uncomfortable it was. It was beating up my old body. So we started setting the car up for comfort. We went to get some good seats, went to Pro Armor. They make a really nice custom seat. They make a couple different seats, different styles. The one that I picked, because I'm 6'4", gave me a little bit more leg room than even the stock one, and didn't, I couldn't afford to give any up. So they had and it added comfort because it kicks the front of my legs up a little bit more. And it actually, even the way the seat harnesses, I got the big 3 inches seat harness in I've had all year. It comes through and sits over on your shoulders better. When you're in the car, we go all day, we'll go over 100 miles a day. You really want to make yourself comfortable. Even with the Pro Armor steering wheel, you can set that thing up just right. We wired it so the horn, we have a separate horn button. We use that for our radio communication button. So you can run it that way or run it as a horn button. You got to have a horn in these things, it's cool. One of the things that we added to the car was a communication system. We went with rugged radios. They make an awesome system, and you can do it in 2 parts. They make the communication system so you can just run car to talk between yourselves, and it's voice activated, so no button to push, and you can just go with that. We went with the whole system that's car to car, so you can talk to your other cars, your buddies, everybody gets in the same channel, you run in a group. It's really nice. That way you don't have to follow in somebody's dust. They can be up a quarter mile ahead of you, and they go, hey, I turned right up here, and then you'll know to turn right up here, and it makes it way more fun to do that. So Rugged Radios has a really nice system. They market it, it's made for the RZR. You order it, it's got the right bracket, no drilling, bolted in. It's just a clean Sano setup and definitely worth the money. In the interior of the car, another thing that I added was a Polaris Industries mirror. They make a real nice mirror. It's one of those that has a few different ones so you can see the angle. It's nice to be able to keep track of what's going on behind you. It's like I can't drive without one. I've been driving some stock cars, done some testing without a mirror. I really like to have that, so that's one of the things that I installed, put in. When I got the car, it didn't have a roof at all, and that was one of the things we really wanted. So when we went to putting the Pro Armor roll cage on, I got their roof. They make a really nice looking roof, bolts on easy. It's just nice to have a roof. It's, especially if the weather's bad, keeping the sun off of you during the day, in the car all day, you want a roof on the thing. Pro Armor makes a great one. Interior of the car, we need a little bit of space. The glove compartment isn't good for much. So we got Tusk makes some really neat packs. They make a map pack that goes on the door, holds a lot of stuff. We can put sunglasses, the maps in there, a lot of storage space. They also make one that connects to the back roll bar, slides down between the seats, and you can pack all kinds of stuff in there. When my wife and I run this car, we started using my motocross helmets because I've got lots of them from the years of riding. And the issue we have, a lot of times you just want to wear a set of sunglasses, goggles. If you wear sunglasses, we get going way too fast and you're crying, your eyes are watering. I went over to the Arai helmet that has this, it's what they offer as a dual sport helmet, has a visor on it, so it's pretty cool. You can actually take the visor off, run it as a motocross style helmet with no visor if that's what you want, but I can wear my sunglasses inside of it, flip the thing down when we're running down the road 75 miles an hour, no wind, you're not crying, and it works really good. And Arai is as strong and good a helmet as there is. If you're shopping, that's a real cool way to go in an adventure car. It's just that dual sport style helmet. Really happy with it. Bottom line is, we've had the car for a year now. We've got about a little over 1,200 miles on it. Probably today we're gonna run up another 100. So we're up there. We've had no issues with the car. We've always gotten ourselves back. No problems. It's a lot of fun. Set up a car for adventure, go out there and find some stuff. We're always looking for destinations. We've got some remote lakes that nobody else can get to. We go up there and we're the only ones fishing it. It's like you have the fish's address, you know where they live. You just go up there and get some trout. We've gone and found some really cool mines, tunnels, just neat stuff. You got to just get off the beaten path, and this car lets you do it safely, securely, and in quick fashion. We cover ground so fast in this thing. There's very few vehicles that can get on a trail, especially with two people in them, that can even come close to doing this. A trophy truck's not going to fit in trails that we can go down, so we don't have to worry about them catching this. And you can't get two people in a quad, so this thing's just phenomenal for what we want to do, and being able to carry a little bit extra gear, carry some fishing gear, stuff like that. This has been a great car, and we're really happy with the setup of it. It's safe, it's fast. That's all you need.